Sakshi Kushwaha and welcome back to yet another video on machine learning tutorials. So today we are going to discuss types of machine learning problems. So most of the people thinks that there are only two problems, regression problem and classification problem. But the other two problems are also exist, which are the forecasting problem and segmentation problem. So let's discuss each and every problem in detail. So what is regression problem? So regression, when there is a requirement to predict number values in nature, means real, continuous, discrete, etc. There is a need to quantity the impact of numerous variables on numerical entity. Then it is called the regression problem. It means when you want to predict the number, means if you want to predict the temperature, if you want to predict the price of houses, these are all the category of regression problem. So let's discuss what is classification problem. So classification is a problem when there is a category available. When you want to define a problem in category, like you want to detect the gender detection is a main problem of classification. Like if you want to detect the gender, whether it is a male or female, you want to detect the cancer, if a person is if a person have the cancer or not. This is a classification problem. Spam detection of emails, this is a classification problem. In which problem you have to you want to classify the anything, then it is called classification problem. And in regression you want to predict the numerical value, the price of houses and the temperature. If you want to predict uh, the temperature of tomorrow, then it is a type of regression problem. So let's discuss what is a forecasting problem. So when values are required to predict over a period of time and the time acts as a predictor, then these problems are known as forecasting problem. So forecasting problems, in forecasting problem, we predict values in with respect to a time. Okay, then those problems are forecasting problems. And let's discuss what is segmentation problem. So there is a situation when a bulk of data is present and need to be categorized. When there is a lot of data, and we need to classify that data. We However, there is no pre-existing class and that can be used to supervise the model. We don't define input and output, and there is a lot of data. We have to classify, we have to categorize that data under the observations. So that problem is a segmentation problem. Okay, so yeah, the categories are then defined by understanding the characteristics of the observation found in each particular class. Okay, so all these mentioned problems are found in industries. The most commonly found business problem is a classification problem. And whatever the models we are going to implement in the future, in future videos, then most of the problem are classification problem, because this is a famous problem and this is the most commonly used in industries as well. Okay, so let's discuss the type of classification problem. So these are the famous types, like binary classification and multi-class classification. So what is a binary classification? So here in binary classification there are only two values, 1 or 0, either it happening either not. Okay, so the business problem is whether the bank member was able to repay the loan, and we have to feature variable that says loan defaulted, that response will be either 1 or 0. Yeah, so in binary classification you have two categories only, whether it happening or not. Like it is a like spam detection of emails, like it whether it is a spam or it is not. Okay, these are the binary classification. There are two classes only. What is binomial classification? So it is almost binary classification, but it doesn't take 0 or 1. It takes categories. Like if you want to detect any object in between two classes, whether it is a car or it is a bike, then it is a binomial classification. It is happening or not. This is a binomial classification, and binary classification are almost same. So you don't need to write two times. Okay, so what is multi-class classification? So when y variables comprises of more than two categories, it means that when there are two categories, when there is more than two categories, then it is called multi-class classification. Okay, like if you want to detect the object detection and performing object detection, and there is a lot of objects, like if you want to detect object detection in road, then there is a lot of objects, like it is a car, it is a bike, it is a cycle, or it is a truck. So there are a lot of classes. Okay, so that problem is called multi-class classification problem. Okay, so here is the example, says a business problem where there is a need to categorize whether an observation is safe, at risk, or unsafe. So here you see that there are more than two classes, so it is called multi-class classification. Okay, so each observation can belong to only one class, and multiple classes can't be assigned to observation. This point says that if you detect any object as a car, so it is only a car. It can't be car as well as bike. It can't be car as well as truck. So it only belongs to a car class. So it only belongs to only one class. Multiple classes can't be assigned. Okay. So that the fourth one is multi-label classification. So it is different from multi-class because here an observation can be mapped to more than one category. Okay, so in this in multi-class classification, you can say only any object is only only belong to only one category. Like it is a car, then it is only the car. You can't say it is more than two. You can't give more than two names. But in multi-label, you can give the two or more names to a single class. Therefore, the classification algorithm here has to understand which classes and observation can be related to and understand the patterns accordingly. Okay, so the example of this multi-level classification is text mining. So text from a newspaper article can have a multiple categories such as politics, name of politicians involved, important geographical locations. Like if you read the newspaper, then a single topic contains a lot of categories, like it contains the politics as well, it contains the geographical locations as well. So it belongs to a multi-level classification. Okay, so here is a diagram of binary classification and multi-class classification. So binary classification have only two classes, one class and second class. Okay, but in multi-class classification there are more than two classes, first class, second class, and third class and fourth class. Here four classes are mentioned, four categories are there. So this is a multi-class classification and this is a binary class classification, binary classification. Okay, yeah, for regression class we use linear regression. Here is the term linear regression. Linear regression is used for regression problem, but logistic regression is used for classification problem. Yeah, it contains the term regression. In logistic regression it contains the term regression, but it is not used for regression problem. It is used for classification problem. Okay, so when you build your model, then you have to implement this algorithm from the sklearn library, as we discussed in the future videos. So this is the oldest way of performing classification algorithm. The algorithm belongs to the family of generalized family of models, whereas a logic function is used to transform the y variable. Okay, so you know about y and x variable. So x is a features, like in you want to predict a house rate, then you give the features like how many number of rooms, kitchen, and all the other features contain the variable x, and y is the result what you want to predict. Okay, so if you want to predict the price of houses, the price here is the y variable, and all the other features on which the price is depend is called x variable. Okay, so yeah, these are the examples of classification. Like email classification, it is spam or not spam. Image classification, so in automobile industry, especially those trying to create self-driving cars, uh, you heard the name of self-driving cars dependent on AI, artificial intelligence. So the concept used in self-driving class is the image classification. uh, okay, so security agencies, home security system to raise the alarms. So these are the some examples of classification. Okay, so yeah, till then take care, bye bye, and do your well.